Hi, I'm Doug. This is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we're going to explore historic Florence, Arizona. This town looks like a sleepy little town, but it has so much of a rich history. We're going to show you around it, McFarland State Historic Park, and there's so much more to see. So come along. And the first time you know you're coming near Florence is when you see the water tower up there in the sky. You can see it for miles. We're going to start off at the historic downtown, and the very first building we come to is the Silver King, which became the Florence Hotel. This was built in 1875, and it was built by William Long, who was a partner in the mine. The next one we see is the W.C. Smith & Company building, which now has a mini museum in it. And right across the road, this building that says Ponderosa on it was the Charles Rapp Saloon, and it was built in the 1870s. There's over 100 buildings in this little town on the National Historic Register, business buildings as well as private homes. They're not all open that you can go in them, but they actually do offer a walking tour map that you can pick up at the visitor center. Little cafe and ice cream shop there right on the main street. And that little building that you see sitting back at the back of that block is the Conrad, I'm going to see if I get this name right, Brunenkant building. It was built in the 1890s, and it's actually the oldest two-story red brick in Florence. Now here you see the sign for the hardware store, but on the front of that end is a men's and ladies store, Mandel's, right next to the hardware. Now, it looks to me like it's all kind of been taken over by the hardware store, but it's got that little display case out there at the entrance. I thought was really neat. Haven't seen anything like that in years. And you can tell by the signs up there, if you need it, they have it. That's one of those stores that just seems like it has everything. There's a Rexall drugstore there on the main drag. I like this one, the Chop Shop, which is their barber shop. Now the William Clark House, this one was built for the Silver King mine engineer in 1884. That was his private residence. The home of the Station Coffee Shop now used to be the police, fire department, and town hall from 1946 up until 2002. Now that beautiful building you see there is the Pinal County Administrative Complex, which was the second Pinal County courthouse. And we'll show you the original one here in just a few minutes. But this is beautiful. The architecture on it's amazing. This is the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary Catholic Church. And you can kind of see that mission influence in it. It's a beautiful, beautiful building. It was completed in 1912. It's actually the third version of that church. The previous one was built in 1884 and unfortunately burnt to the ground in 1893. Now just down the street from that, you'll see the Jacob Sutter House. That was built in 1885, and Jacob was the town tinsmith. It was lunchtime. We decided to take a break, went to the Mount Athos restaurant, which is a great little Greek and Italian restaurant. They do have a nice outdoor patio. Full menu, Anything that you want, they have. And they have some absolutely amazing evening specials too. Now you can see on the inside everything is that beautiful Greek blue and white. And the food was fantastic. I had a gyro, came with a half of a giant dill pickle and coleslaw. It was terrific. Now, next up is McFarland State Historic Park. This building is right in town, and the building is the state park. Now, this building, as we promised, is the first courthouse. It was an adobe building built back in 1878. That's what it had looked like. This is a little diorama of some of the buildings in town. Now, it was only the courthouse from 1878 to 1891. It then became a hospital, a health center, home for the elderly, and a museum. And it was actually purchased by Ernest McFarland, and he and his wife Edna donated it to the Arizona State Parks. A lot of history in this area. He was the U.S. Senator, Arizona Governor, and a state Supreme Court Justice, but he wanted everybody to call him Mac. Now this is explaining how Florence was also had the largest prisoner of war camp in Arizona. And this was during World War II. It housed German and Italian prisoners of wars. It opened in 1942 in August and was active for 4 years. And it was one of 600 prisoner of war camps in the U.S. What a camera that is there in that case too. They've got all sorts of neat period things in here. A lot of tribute to Mac. And I like that from the baby state. Arizona was the 48th state. It's the newest state other than Alaska and Hawaii. And the last room in this building is all set up to look like the courtroom when this was originally the courthouse. So Maggie and I have had a fun day walking around Florence, Arizona, and getting to see some of the history of these little towns. So if you've enjoyed the video today, leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, watch for the button up in this corner at the end of the video. Tap that button. You can ring the notification bell. You'll know when every one of our videos come out. Thank you for following us as we follow the news.